Thanks for tuning in. We're Julie and Dana, two moms navigating marriage and motherhood. But this is definitely not your mom's podcast.
Hey guys, it's Julie.
And Dana, this is not your mom's podcast. And it is raining and I'm feeling heavy today.
I know, look, I'm the mood.
Yeah.
Does anybody else dress based on what the weather is?
I do, but more so like you're like a mood dress. Like I'm more like I don't have time to get real clothes on. Like you will not find me dressed up on a rainy day. I want to be like comfy, bundled, and like that's it. It's not even hot outside and I'm like sweatshirt. But like I just feel like it's appropriate.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I get the comfort aspect. I was just asking Trevor about this last night. My body never like thinks about being comfortable. Because I'm so hyperactive. I'm just not like that. But my mind and like my energy is like, it's dark outside. I'm dark.
Yeah.
It's like my dark soul is like, let's play today. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
So I'm like kind of a kook, but
listen, I have been thinking of something. So
what?
We were talking about this before, survival mode. Like we've both just been in survival mode lately.
Total.
So like I was thinking about like how fucked honestly life is right now. And it's like not in a bad way, but it's just like I feel like I'm working so much more than ever because I'm trying to afford literally life in this economy right now.
Mm-hmm.
But then because I'm working more, now when I do have days off, the house is in shambles, like constantly behind on laundry and cleaning. So now I feel like I have to put my time when I'm off to cleaning, but then I feel guilty because then my kids are there and it's like they haven't seen me because I've been working more. So now I've been cleaning and now it's like, it's just like a mess and it's all the mom guilt.
Yeah.
So the other day I was thinking about it and I was like, okay, like what's a solution here? Should I start delegating some work? Because like that's just what you think of, right? You're like, I can't keep up on cleaning. Do I get like a housekeeper like once a month or something? Do I get a babysitter to help with like Jack, all this stuff? But then I'm like, but to do that, I have to work more so I could pay for it. And then it's like all like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah. I think about some people that out there that have like a great job that they make a lot of money. They have to hire help. I know like my one friend had to have a nanny and then like an actual babysitter, like the nanny in the house to like clean and cook and some meals and things like that. And then an actual babysitter for when they wanted to just go out, and definitely ordered everything out. But she made like good money.
But that's the difference.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, like when you have the average person, what do you do? Do you work more to pay for things, to delegate? Do you work?
It's called just being stressed out, a lot of coffee and drugs.
I know. I'm like, do you just deal with it? And you're just like, okay, like life's fucked. Like, I don't know. I don't know the answer here.
I feel this way all the time. I'm like, I always tell Trevor, remember you said that, I think it was on our first episode, like, close my eyes. What's your like dream life? I always tell him like, I didn't think that I was running on like the hamster wheel at this point in my life, like constantly like, I thought I'd be like on a farm off the grid, like eating organic raspberries or something.
Oh, that sounds so nice.
But the grass is greener on the other side.
It's
always.
It's
and I was just talking to Trevor about this last night. When I think about my life, I'm so fucking grateful. Like it is amazing. I have everything I want. And yes, am I super duper rich where I can just do anything I want? No, but it's never really stopped me from basically always doing what I want. That hustle's it comes in handy, right? You're not without.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
just our sanity a little bit.
I don't know. I mean, definitely life's been stressful financially for sure. It's definitely.
But I mean,
look
at what you're able
of
to
course,
afford.
we have a home, we have food, like.
But that's because we're at a level
plus
of
some.
like I think not everyone's gonna put all their money in dance or cruises or vacations or things like this.
For sure.
So it's definitely all those things are.
Leading with the whole like expenses with extracurriculars, which we've talked about a ton on here. John sent me this thing last night, and it was this guy, and he's on a podcast, and he says travel sports are killing the American family, destroying them.
Yeah.
And it was an interesting take. So like he talks about how it's draining parents financially, and he goes on and says, it's hard because your kids will come home and they'll be like, I love this, I love this, I love this.
Yeah.
So you feel like you should keep going.
Yes.
And he was like, and then you're surrounded by all these parents who are almost living vicariously through their kids, some of them just like so hardcore with their kids that they want more and want more.
Yeah.
And
it's like
you feel,
in itself.
and you feel like you have to keep up.
Yeah.
And he said people are drowning financially because of it. The family unit's disappearing because of it, which is true. I mean, you can't even deny that. Like, we don't have dinners together half the time. We're rushing back and forth. We're driving a lot, And he said, like, just all that like quality time, that time that the kids play outside for, they say kids should be outside 3 hours a day. I was thinking about the other day. I'm like, oh, we're so far from that. But
as a whole, though,
for
society,
sure.
not
Oh
just
yeah, that's what I'm
extra,
saying. Like we're just
some
so
of the
far.
extracurricular activities keep you outside, like soccer and stuff.
Correct. Yeah, definitely. So it was just like interesting, and I read the comments, and obviously you had people on both sides. Like there were people who were like, "It has given my kids so much discipline. It's given my kids so many friendships.
Yeah, we talked about
It's
that so
given
much.
so many great things." But then there were people on there that said like they are so burnt out, and their kids are burnt out, even though they still love it. They could feel the burnt outness in them, and like they have to kind of be a parent now and be like, you know what, enough's enough. Like we need to pull back. And he was just kind of going into like what happened to like hobbies, what happened to like sports for fun. Like they're not, most of them are not going pro, guys. Like wake up, and he was kind of like, what happened to that? What happened to like the 90s where like a lot of people like played sports and did extracurriculars? Like, sure, you did all these things. You were in things after school, but it wasn't like this hardcore commitment that you had to like travel for and save money for and all this stuff, you know? It was just an interesting
Well, maybe we
take.
just do it in an extreme, right? So,
Right.
like, I do remember being that kid still that the way that my life is with my kids now
Right.
is the way I was. I
Yeah.
never had dinner with my parents. I always came home late at night.
Yeah.
I was at dance every single night or soccer. My parents had to split between this.
Do you
Someone's
think
at
that's
this
why you
game.
can't sit still today?
No, I did that all that before. Therefore, my parents put me in something to help me
Okay.
with that energy.
Right.
Like I was born this way.
Right.
But it probably didn't help it or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's some psychological connect
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Like you're not off, but I was born like
You had that.
that's why my mom was like, "Let's try dance." You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like my focus was just never there. But I don't know. I think like we still saved up for that big like a soccer tournament. Like it
Right.
was at the end of the year, and we lived in Saudi, so we traveled to like Denmark or Holland or somewhere else for like our soccer
Yeah.
tournaments, and we flew all the way to the States for like our dance competitions. However, we're doing it in an extreme where we're doing multiple competitions. We saved up for the one. So perhaps it's like the difference from then and now is that there was that, but we are like on this high of like extremes. It's like more, 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 more.
Right.
Maybe that's what's going on. You
Right,
know what I mean?
right. Yeah, no, true. That's a very good point.
But it's true. I don't know. I don't know
Because
what's
how
better.
far does it go to? Like, does it start
Yeah.
where it becomes like year-round travel? You
Yeah.
know, like, I mean, because eventually, right? If you're saying that's the difference between then and now, what happens between now and like 10 years from now? I feel like they're always going to push these kids. I even heard about this in like the cheerleading
Yeah,
world.
people are homeschooling their kids now, so they have more time
Yeah.
and hours in the day.
Yeah.
And not everyone can be an elite athlete, right?
Right.
But we're pushing our children and we're spending that kind of money as if they're fucking training for the Olympics or something.
Yeah, and I just heard that like someone that was
It's
in
like all that money
cheer-
could have gone to something else.
Right. And she said that the stuff that they're making them do now is like
Cheers whack.
really dangerous, to be honest, because
Oh,
she's like they're pushing
There's
it.
concussions all the time.
Yeah, she's like it used to be this and it was still talent and skill.
Yeah.
And she's like, and we just keep pushing it and pushing
Now
it
it's
and
like
pushing it. Now
freaking
you have little
circus.
5-year-olds that are supposed to be doing multiple
Yes.
backflips
Well,
and
we
this
see that
and
in the
that,
dance
and
world in acro.
yeah, we are.
They're freaking flipping on their heads like
Yeah.
from their they do that handstand thing and then flip over
I wonder
from
if we're
that.
going to see some serious consequences of that in the future.
I mean, kids are pretty resilient, and I think, yeah, like they'll probably get injured sooner, but just like everything else in life, life continues and no one really cares.
So injuries as a kid with your body when it's growing actually has a really like
I
detrimental
know,
effect.
but I wonder if they're gonna remember, oh, it's because I did cheer.
Well, like you'll have them needing like hip replacements at a young age. They'll have chronic pain and stuff.
Yes, but we would see that already because it's been going like this elite athleticism.
Yeah.
Athletics.
I don't know.
I don't know. I want to say
Athleticism?
athleticism.
Yeah.
That's not a word though, but that's what I'm trying to say. I think has been going on for a while and we kind of haven't
Yeah.
seen it's kind of like eating bad. You don't really see it right away. It's like
Oh, no,
you
it's gonna
said,
take
by
time, yeah.
50, you might
Yeah.
see it or something like that. And it was like, oh yeah, I did this shit to my body since I was 2.
Like my dad, a lot of his problems like they've
Yeah.
traced back to like football accidents.
Right.
Like when he was in high school.
But
you
he's not
know?
gonna
It's
take.
crazy.
Do you think he's gonna regret it though? I guess I don't know if these kids.
I
Will
don't know. I
regret it.
definitely think it's hard when your body hurts when you're older.
Yeah, my
you know,
body hurts.
It's such an in between, like what you do to your body as a kid and as a young adult. Like it sucks to be in chronic pain. It
Yeah.
sucks when you get older. Like where you can't do things, like you can't move and you need surgeries and you
Yeah.
because like yes, like even if a sport was your entire world through elementary school, middle school, and high school, and then let's say it's most people it stops for at that point,
Yeah.
maybe college, then you're talking like you still have many years to live through.
Yeah.
And you still might want to be an athletic person,
Yeah.
like so it would suck to hurt for sure.
Yeah. I hurt
But-
every day, Dana.
Do you?
Yeah.
I mean, I ache, but I'm not in chronic pain where I
No,
can't
not
move.
chronic pain. I'm being a
Yeah.
baby, but like, yeah, like I taught 3 classes in a row this week,
Yeah.
and I usually teach like the little kids,
Yeah.
and so I had some of the older kids because I was subbing, and like, holy hell, I woke up like sore. I'm like, because
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep up with them,
Yeah, for sure.
and my body wants to do it. I'm like, I used to be able to do this shit so good, and
Yeah.
now I'm like, bam, and I'm like, okay, the next day that doesn't
Yeah.
feel good.
Yeah.
Well, along with all those like extracurriculars, do you now feel like you live in your car?
I do feel like I live in my
I do
car.
too. So this is something I wanted to bring up, and I was like, we have a topic to talk about,
Yeah.
which is I don't remember sitting in my parents' car and looking around and seeing like shit
Never.
everywhere. Or when I crawled in, I'm stepping over like a flip flop, a hairbrush,
Never.
snacks, candy that's been stuck to the side, clothes, a water bottle. Actually, not a water bottle, 5 water bottles, some
Yes.
applesauce packages that are like old and disgusting and falling out. Like, I don't remember any of that. And it's not that they were a clean freak. What happened from then till now that we need 5 billion water bottles, 5 billion snacks, all their shits in their car, like clothes, like, is it just our activities or is everyone's car like shitty
I think a lot
inside?
of people relate to that. I think a lot of people's car are shitty. I think you have like your rare exceptions for sure,
Like the
but like I
really
even get
OCD
embarrassed when my
people.
parents come to like say goodbye to the kids and they like pop in my car. I can see like my dad looking around and I'm like,
Oh my God, I'm
"Oh,
not
you're probably
embarrassed about
so
my parents.
disappointed in me."
No, I'm never embarrassed about my parents. I'm like, this is my life. Okay,
Well, because like you're
bitch.
right. I grew up not like that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like it is so funny. Like
Yeah.
we had like some things in the car, but it was nothing like this.
I
Like,
don't remember even things. I don't remember a thing. I don't remember holding a water bottle on
yeah.
my
Oh, I
way
didn't have a
somewhere.
water bottle.
We didn't have water bottles.
No.
Do you have any water bottles are on my kitchen counter?
I know.
And like me cleaning them and stuff, and then they're the ones that you can't put in the fucking dishwasher too. Do you know
Right.
how annoying that is? It's like the flower vases that sit there and get gross. You have to
Yes. Oh, I hate those.
eventually clean it by the end of the week and get that certain scrubber sponge and get all the sides because it goes down long. It's got to be skinny
But
enough.
here's the
It's
thing.
so
I
annoying.
think it
'Cause you
all
can't
comes
fit your
back
hand.
to us being too busy. I really do. I think if you take down everything, you strip away everything. We are busier than ever any past generation,
Yeah.
150%. You have more people who are working multiple jobs. You have
Yeah.
2 people in the household working for the most part now. There's not usually a stay-at-home parent anymore.
Yeah.
You have us doing extracurriculars for our kids 7 days a fucking week. You have school, I don't remember that, like, and again, like,
Yeah.
my parents had me in activities. I was never just home all the time,
Yeah.
but these activities weren't as intense,
Or
we
maybe
would.
we don't remember them being as intense.
No, I wasn't, for sure. I wasn't in travel
I was like,
sports.
I remember being busy, but I never felt burnt out.
No, I wasn't in travel
I There's
sports, though. I
times
did
where I'm
dance, I
like,
did
I don't want to get up for school,
gymnastics.
but
Yeah.
yeah,
My mom would pick me up from school, and maybe, like, a couple of the days out of the week, I would
yeah,
have an
that seems
extracurricular to go
normal.
to,
Yeah, that
and that
seems
was it,
normal.
Maybe, like, a weekend, I would have a softball tournament, like, it would be like that, but it wasn't, like, so much. I don't know, I can't describe it, so I
I
don't
don't
think
know.
there was
Both my
just less
brother and I were
commuting.
really busy, and we were definitely gone almost every night, or it was one or the
But weren't
other.
you guys in, like, a compound?
Hmm.
So was there as much driving as there is now?
I mean, yeah, it was like the size of 2 of these neighborhoods put together, maybe.
That's still different than
Yeah.
driving all the way to, like, school, all the way to
No, okay,
dance, all
that's
the
what I
way
also
to.
think is that it might not just be how busy we are. We're fucking always in the car driving around
Well,
somewhere.
that's what I'm saying, yeah, but your
Yeah.
lifestyle was so different than the normal person because you were on a
Yeah.
compound of
Yeah, we can get in
sorts.
our golf cart and
You
just
can
go.
literally just go there, that's different, like, imagine if everything was in your neighborhood, how much
Yeah.
time you would save.
Why aren't we doing this?
I know, neighborhoods should be set up a little bit
A
more
little bit better.
better. I think that'd be great. They should make more walkable neighborhoods that have, like, little city centers,
Or to get from
and
one to the other, like,
isn't that
in
how a lot of
through the
countries
neighbor.
are?
I have no idea.
I think that we're in the, like, minority of that. I think a lot of countries were set up that way from what I've
Right.
heard, I don't know, but, like,
Yeah,
I
there could be a better setup.
there
I
could
mean, I don't
definitely be a
I
better
don't know
setup.
what it is, but
I think having just, like, a little I think if every neighborhood had, like, walkable areas and, like, golf cart drivable areas where you can get to you have, like, main places,
yeah.
if everywhere had, like, a little food store, a little, like, market of
Yeah.
some sort,
Yeah, and it could be like a local business so you can help,
local
like, look.
businesses, like, things like that. I mean, I think that would just help so much. I mean, it would
Yeah.
be so different.
I definitely think the cost of living is insane right now. I was watching some lady on TikTok break down, it was like in the court or whatever, like break down, they were going over things. And she was like, okay, I have a single mom that makes X amount of dollars, has 3 kids, has to pay for this car, rent, phone, blah, 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 and only makes so much. And she's working 2 jobs and she still can't, and she's left with like negative $200 after groceries and stuff.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, it's like, you tell me how we're supposed, and you can't do anything about like the cost of like living or like the rent or the mortgage and stuff like that. Like we're all like not making enough. We're not making
It's
enough.
so insane.
And that was with a very like, not like a brand new car, not with a
Right.
fancy house.
Right.
Shopping like, the bare minimum of groceries. That's what the lady was saying. This is all bare minimum stuff, not to mention extra costs in life. It's like, how are we doing? Like, this is really sucky
There was just a
moment.
guy that was talking about basically millennials, and he was like, why are millennials like in this position? It's because we were told, just go to college, get a good degree.
I cannot tell you how
Life
much
will
about
work
this.
itself
Yeah.
out. You know,
Yeah.
you'll get a good job after.
Yeah.
And we did everything we were supposed to do. And now we're sitting with student loan debt that we're still all paying
Yeah.
off. Many of us can't even afford a house at this point, especially
Yeah.
if you didn't buy one already. If you're trying to buy a house now, forget
Dude,
it. It's so hard.
It's so hard.
You know, and like most of us are just drowning in all these like debts and all these things. And, you know, it's like none of us are living this American dream we were sold.
No. I can't even tell you all the societal pressures and American dream and all this kind of stuff that's so wrong. Like, we got to scoot way back in time.
And then
from
he
when
goes into like, you know, none of us are even going to be able to retire. Forget right now. Like,
Oh, yeah,
we're going
no.
to feel the outcome
Yeah.
of this later on.
Yeah.
Like, what are we supposed to do when we're 75 and still working? Like,
I know. I was even just talking to Callie and her girlfriend. They were talking about like trying to get a place together.
yeah.
And they would have to get a place way the fuck out in Beaufort because it's less expensive. Like, they cannot, no one can afford,
Yeah.
a college student right now cannot afford an apartment on their own. Whereas like that's
so
something we
hard.
did.
Yeah.
It was just automatic.
Yes. You were able to waitress and
Yes.
pay for an apartment.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like
You
so
cannot
hard
do
now.
that right now.
Yeah. So like
It's like a more than mortgage right now. It's like insane.
that scares me too because
So
I
then
would
they're
love
just living
to help
with their
my
parents
kids.
forever.
Right.
And they don't get the same experiences that we got.
Right.
Therefore, not being able to handle adult life because they're not like pushed into it a little bit like younger, like trying to handle bills or trying to handle being on their
Yeah.
own. They're just like hanging out still at their parents' house.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah. It's
It's
going
a
to
weird
affect
time
how they
in
grow
life.
up for sure.
I know. Different from us.
Yeah.
Different from like what we had to kind of street smarts and had to grow up. I don't know.
Yeah, and like I mean it's fine. I mean, and that's the
Yeah,
other
it's just
thing,
another
like,
way. I'm not saying
but
it's
not
wrong,
everyone
but
has even family that they could live with.
I
And then they just have
know.
to like go into massive debt, I
know.
guess. Like I don't know how a college
There's
student can afford
multiple
anything.
like families now, like low income families that are sharing homes, like
Oh, for sure.
multiple,
Yeah.
because they can't.
Yeah.
This is fucked.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Did you see that the families that like all bought a school together? Did we talk about that?
I don't know. You might have sent me a link.
But anyway, they like it was like 3 families and they all bought a school building together, like an old school building that was
Yeah.
abandoned, and they each made like sections. So
Yeah.
like they each had like 1,500 square feet
Uh-huh.
for their family, which include like a bathroom, a couple bedrooms, and like a kitchen. But then they had a huge living space together that the
Uh-huh.
kids could go in and out of or whatever. They had
Yeah.
the playground. They had all this acreage, like,
Yeah.
and they were like, it's the best thing ever. Like, we're not in
It's
debt,
super cute.
and like, it's great. We
I
all,
think I'd want to live on land with people with a shared like playground and a shared kitchen if we wanted to, almost like a hall, like a community room where there's like a big kitchen. So
yeah,
like on the weekends we all cook together, and then I'd want a tiny home. I think my heart, I don't want to live with other people. Like I
well,
need
this is
such a-
sectioned off, so like
So,
your living
I don't even
spaces
want
are
to cross
separate.
over and see sometimes people. Like,
Well, you wouldn't.
well,
so
my
you
kids
each
would
have
be
your
like, I want
own-
so and so to come over and
Well,
blah blah
yeah.
blah. Like I want to
Yeah.
sometimes be alone.
I agree.
So
with
I think
that.
I'd like to be on land with people, but
But
I need
not
to. Am I where I
connected.
put my money? Is have you seen those tiny homes? They're amazing.
Yeah.
I want a tiny home
I know.
because I need all the space outside. But when I come into my little hubbub, I just need my nest.
I know.
I don't really need a lot of space.
I was thinking about that the other day too
just
when I was
want my
thinking about
bed,
everything. I'm
a
like, why did I
king
buy
bed.
such a big house?
I know.
So stupid.
It is stupid. But then when we're trying to practice dance, I'm like, we need a dance studio, Trevor. We have like no space for that. But
I don't know. I was like cleaning the 3rd bathroom, and this is
Oh,
such
it's
a stupid
ridiculous.
thing to complain about
I
because I know
know.
we're super lucky. But like, I was like, oh my god, I screwed up. Like, what did I do?
Yeah. Well, and talk about having like no time in cleaning and stuff. Who are these people that like when I remember growing up, like my parents always had people over.
Yeah,
Okay, we don't do any of that. Barely. We can barely just get our schedules together.
I know.
And I'm talking about like adult friendships, adult parties because the kids are running around. Like this
Yeah.
happened like on the regular every weekend. It was
Yeah.
low key and the kids would have a lot of fun. They wouldn't be on their phones and iPads. They'd be running around like playing manhunt or hide and go seek or whatever it was they did. And the adults would just hang out. But like now, no one can like
A lot
ho-
of people in my neighborhood do that.
they'd still host because I'm like, who are
Yeah.
these people that want to get
I think
groceries,
the people
want
that
to clean their
aren't
house?
burnt out.
Oh my God. Well, then I'm coming over.
I know. I think a lot of the ones that aren't
Like the
bricked
thought
out.
about having people over my house, even if it's just like my good friends, I'm like, oh, I'm already drowning, but now I have to clean on top of the drowning,
Yep.
send someone to the grocery
I
store,
know.
put
It's so
food
much
out.
work.
It's
It's
so
so much
much
work.
work. Why is it so much work?
But I think if here's my thing though. I think there's something beautiful too in like everyone accepting that and not doing that. Like
Yeah.
not doing it. I think we do it, but like in a sense of like why do we feel the need to clean? Why do we have to go to the grocery store? Why can't everyone just bring over one little thing and everyone just chills? Like why does it
Well,
matter
I
if it's
want that to be
messy?
it. That's what I'm saying. I want that to be it.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, there's sometimes
I
like your
know.
toilet, like not yours,
Well,
mine,
mine too.
like with the styles like peeing,
Oh
and it's
yeah, I
like
know.
I kind of don't want that even for you guys. Like, I know that you'd be like, ugh, kids, but I'm like, I don't want people to see the filth that I live in.
I know.
But maybe
I
we
just
should
wonder
normalize
why
that.
we care because we all know that that's our house too at home. You know what I mean? Like
I don't know. I want to get over that feeling.
yeah, it's
'cause I
hard. We were like
don't
almost
want that
programmed to
feeling.
like think that way though. Like I
Yeah.
remember my
I
parents
don't care. My
always
house
cleaning.
is nice, but I just don't want you to see like pubes on a toilet
Yeah,
seat
well,
or
yeah,
something.
I mean that's fair. I tend to if I'm having anyone over, even if the house is messy, I tend to try to clean the bathrooms.
That's what I mean. The
Right? Like I
bathrooms at
feel
the
like
very least.
at least if the bathrooms are clean,
Yeah.
it's like doesn't feel yucky.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't
Like
really care about my kitchen or
clutter and
anywhere
this
else.
and that. Yeah. I agree. Okay, so going totally off topic. I
Okay.
was curious, have you seen this is just trending right now, JoJo Siwa?
No.
You know who that is,
I
right?
do.
Okay.
Freya loves her.
Well, she's
And she
trying
came
to
out like while ago and stuff. That was kind of fun.
yeah, so she's a lesbian now. And she is trying to really like change into like an adult or whatever.
Okay.
So it's like all over TikTok right now because people are finding her very cringy.
Oh,
And
I feel bad for her.
she's done a lot of things though that like are wrong, I guess, that people are now like annoyed with. Like,
Okay.
I don't know. She's just, but I think a lot of it is that she was just a kid that never got to grow up normally, you know? Like, I
Yeah.
think she is going to be a little fucked up. So anyway,
Yeah.
she went really dark. I should show you her so you can like see it.
I know. Well,
But
it's kind of neat that she's expressing herself. And like,
she
I
went
think
really
people
dark.
should see, hey, since I'm a celebrity, you're gonna see me at all different stages and seasons. And like right now, this is the stage of mine.
Right. And
I'm
she
still
put out,
young
she
and
was like,
still
I'm not going to be for kids anymore.
yeah.
Like, this is going to be like all adult like, but I want to get you, let's see, is this her full
I
video?
wish I could put a disclaimer out there to everyone.
Right?
Right now, I'm not gonna be for kids.
Right. Like, it's not,
Just gotta
and
put myself
I
out
got to
there.
tell you, I will
Be
give her
like a freak.
this. She went on that podcast called Her Daddy, and that was such a good interview that girl Alex did. Like,
Okay.
she was like diving in. Like, she was like, you know, like going for all the questions and stuff. And I gotta say, like, I watched like bits and clips of it, and like, she's a marketing genius. So, like, she kind of said, like, I got people talking.
Yeah. Oh,
She's making
she's been like
bank.
that since she was little, like on
And that's
the
what they
Dance
said.
Mom
Like, you
things.
became a
Like she kind of
multimillionaire off Bose. Like, you can literally, like, you always did what, like, she
yeah.
almost like plays a character. And like,
I
that character
know.
made her a shit ton of money. So,
I
like, she kind
know.
of is like, you could hate me.
I feel like you have to be like that if you're gonna be famous. You have to have not just
Right.
a thick skin. You have to be able to take chances. You have to not care what people think, and you have to try to cause some sort of controversy. Like
Yes.
you have to be and sort of selfish, but not in a
Yes.
bad. I mean, I guess in a bad way. I mean, look at like all the other dark Hollywood shit with P Diddy and all them people. But like, you have to be okay with being like, I'm doing this shit, and it's because I want to, and I don't care what everyone else thinks, but I sort of care what everyone else thinks because I'm trying to make money off you. So you have to be
Right.
sort of greedy,
Yes.
like in that
Yes.
way.
And that's how she kind of was saying. Like, she was kind of like, you know, like, I don't give, like, my song's been in your head, even though you think it's cringy.
Yeah.
I am like being talked about. Who has stayed relevant that long? So she kind of was comparing herself to like Miley Cyrus in a way.
Yeah.
She was kind of like, you know how she started off as like a childhood actor, and then all of a sudden she was like naked on a wrecking ball, and people were like, "What the fuck?" And
Oh,
it was her like
I loved all of
introduction
that.
to adulthood. Like she
Yeah.
kind of was like, "I'm not a Disney star anymore."
Yeah.
And she was saying like she wants to have like a similar type of coming out, you know, like a
Yeah.
similar type
Go
of
on, girl. I have no problems with anybody that has the balls to share their artistry with us,
people
whether
are
you like
annoyed
it or
because
not.
she's acting like so like she said something on the red carpet. I mean, there's a lot of things people are annoyed about, but I think like she said something on the red carpet like she's very obsessed with herself. Like everyone jokes
You
around
have
like
to be.
she loves herself. Yeah, like she has a car though like with like 15 million of her faces wrapped around it. It's so funny.
So what?
So she said on the thing she was like I want to start a whole new genre. Like, I'm going to be like the first person to do gay pop. And then it was funny. Do you know Tegan and Sarah?
Yeah.
They literally are watching the video and they're like,
they changed my world.
Bitch, like, learn your history of gay, like, like the gay music industry, because she comes out like as if she's starting something and everyone's like, this has been around. Like, you have like Fletcher, you have like Tegan and Sarah, you have all these like gay artists. Like,
what is it, like Red Girl? What's that one song that everyone says? Like, if you say, do you like this? It means you're. No, it's not Lady in Red. I was just listening. Serotonin. The song's called Serotonin. I'm running low on serotonin. I think the artist, isn't that one the artist that's gay? Doesn't matter. I guess that's like that silent like exchange. If you say like, do you like this girl in red? If you say you like Lady in Red.
I mean, that was pretty close.
I was like, no. I was like all annoyed. No, it's not Lady in Red. Yeah, it's Girl in Red. I think the artist is gay, right? Yeah. And so like if you say like, do you like Girl in Red? That means like, are you gay? Are you lesbian?
Interesting. Well, anyway, I mean, that's the whole point.
Like Girl
I
in
don't
Red?
know the song. I feel like I should.
But yeah.
Yeah, I think that's like kind of the whole point. So they were just like annoyed by that. They were kind of like, you can't come out like preaching that you started something that's been around for like ever.
Well, listen, I think also some people that are famous are delusional, but they have to be.
You have to be a little delusional, right?
Or else you would get affected by everything and you wouldn't put yourself out there.
Yeah.
So you have to throw up this weird delusional wall that like, on the shit. And guess what? They're entertainment for us. So who the fuck do we care about what they're doing in their delusion?
I know.
We're
like,
watching them, we're talking about them, we're
it.
inspired by them, we want to hate on them. They're a character for us. So bravo.
Everyone's hating on J-Lo right now too for like similar
concept. Well, yes. Now I don't know. I don't know because she's in that dark Hollywood shit with like P. Diddy, so now I'm like judging her.
Right.
But I wouldn't have necessarily.
I guess there's something with JoJo Siwa too in her little band that they think she did something wrong with her. I don't know what, but
anybody that's like super duper famous, you got to wonder how they got there. Like, what did they do to get there?
Look, I'm gonna show you this video quick.
Okay.
Just so you can see a bit.
All right. She's pulled me up a video of like.
We could put this in it on the video.
Oh, okay, fine. Oh, that's hot. Is she naked in the water? Okay, that was a little much, but
it's a lot.
Like her lip singing is a little intense, but I love her outfit.
She does her tongue a lot. She does like a lot like.
Okay, there are a lot of gay like artists, but they're not putting that out there.
Right.
And I think that's hot.
Yeah, she's trying to like really definitely like put it out. Everyone's laughing though because they're like, what bag? Like, someone goes, were you a bad girl? Have you ever taken 50 of perks and like gone? And she was like, no.
Wild child doesn't mean you have to do drugs.
I know. It's just funny that
just feels like
they were like, what did you do that was bad?
I love all of this. I like everyone's outfit. I like that they're all dressed up like they're going to some glow up rave.
I mean, everyone has to give it to her too. Like, she's a good dancer.
Fuck yeah, she is. Get it, girl. Get it. Yes, yes, yes. Huh. Makes me want to start dancing. And it makes me want to just turn around and kiss a girl to my right and kiss a girl to my left.
Oh, I know. It's so funny.
Like, I definitely am in it. Yeah, is she cheesy? Whatever. But I feel it.
Yeah, she's going to be cheesy. But I kind of think it's interesting that she's still keeping her look in the sense of like, she's still in like sparkle and stuff. It's not completely out of what she normally does. Yeah. It's just a little bit more.
A lot of the, like it.
This part's funny. It's like, are you a water monster?
What does that mean? Is that sexual? Are you a water monster? Like,
oh,
down
no,
there?
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe there's some innuendo there.
I don't know. I like that word, innuendo. Hell yeah, I get it. She's like a little swampy sea creature with glitter.
So that's the new JoJo Siwa.
You know what? Fuck you all that don't like it. That was hot stuff.
And again,
and it's something I really have never really
she's
seen.
Still cashing in her check whether you like it or not.
And
you're
all
watching
that glitter. I want to dress up like them.
Oh
and
my god! I said that's like a cool Halloween costume. Jeez.
Oh, good idea.
Right?
I want to be the one in red though.
I know that girl was hot. So yeah, I think that's just really interesting. And I think it's an interesting concept now that we're talking about like childhood actors. We were talking about like that Nick Kids and stuff and Nickelodeon Kids. It's just interesting to like see them.
Yet. I'm scared.
I only saw a part of it, but like it's interesting to see them. And she actually claims she was treated really well as a child star, so she didn't have that same experience. But it's interesting to see them have to come into adulthood. Because, like,
Yeah.
I think everyone forgets we all had to go into adulthood. They're doing it in the eye of everyone. Like, think about
Not
if
only
every
that,
one of your
how
mistakes
cool
was
did you
shown.
think that you were in your teens
Yes.
and 20s?
Yes. And
Where
imagine if
did our
all your
confidence
mistakes were
go?
shown. Imagine if you had a
Right.
video camera in your face showing every stupid thing you did.
Yeah.
Like, shit. Give these
Oh,
people
I
some
would be a
grace.
wreck. People would totally have canceled me,
Oh, for sure.
and I wouldn't have cared.
Yeah.
Just throw in money and fame and glamour. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
how do you
It's
keep it
crazy.
real?
I don't know.
How
But
do you keep
I
it
think we
real?
definitely have to, like, think of that sometimes. Like, we just, I think, so assume that, like, these people are supposed to not be human and make mistakes. Like, remember, like, all the things, like, when Britney Spears lost it and she shaved her head and stuff, or
I
like when Miley
know.
Cyrus was, like,
I liked all
becoming
of it.
sexy.
Yeah, I never judged them. I just
Yeah.
thought like, well, obviously they're going through something, but not like even like, oh, they're not well, they're going through something. I'm like, they're just experimenting. You want them to be this
Or maybe they're
person.
not. I mean, some of them probably aren't well. I mean, think about if
Well,
you're
yeah.
constantly in the eye, you're constantly getting hated on, you're constantly
You could
hearing.
see it in Britney Spears' face and attitude that she's been
Yeah.
on probably like antidepressants way too long and her brain's sort of
Same
fried.
with Amanda Bynes. Have you seen her
Oh,
recently?
yeah.
And I mean, Lindsay Lohan went through it all where she went into like she's looking good now.
Wait, can we talk about Amanda Bynes' eyebrows? They
Yeah,
look
and she
like,
has the heart tattooed on her now.
well, that
On
is
her
just
face.
whatever, but like her eyebrows go like so curvy and they're
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
and they're dark.
I know.
I love dark, but it's like the structure of it is a little
Well, I think she
interesting.
got them like tattooed like that. I think she
Oy.
went off the rail. She's like apparently trying to go into
She's on TikTok all the time.
I was gonna say she's
People love
apparently
her.
trying to become a nail technician now.
I think it's
And
cute.
she wants to find like normalcy in that, I think that's cool too.
I
But she
know.
lost it for a while and she went through a lot of mental health stuff. Lindsay Lohan went through like the
Don't you think these
drugs
people are
and all
like
that.
sort of given the gift of fame because you either make it in it and get lost in it, but like sometimes some of them will have this amazing authentic breakthrough.
Yeah.
And like they had to go crashing down to get there.
Yeah.
Whereas most of us normal people are just kind of going through life.
Yeah.
And we didn't have that huge like traumatic something
Right.
to like let us break free. We're just kind of going through and like you hear about it all the time since you're like a nurse, like people are like, I regret doing that I never did this, or I regret that I never did this. It's because they just kind of floated through.
I think that no matter how carefree you are, how I don't give a fuck what people think you are,
Right.
everybody gives a fuck what people think to a point. There's
Yes.
levels. There's people who care a lot and there's people who don't care as much. But when you're hearing negative critique about yourself all the time, I don't
Yeah.
care how cool you
I
are, how
know.
much you're making money, how much it has to hurt you
It
a little
has to
bit.
hurt
It
you a
has
little
to
bit.
affect you a little bit.
Especially if like you have an insecurity and someone pointed that out.
Yes. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like Dana and I were doing these silly TikTok videos where the guy was asking like quick
Oh, yeah.
like trivia stuff.
Trivias,
And
yeah.
she like got all of them and I was like, and then I would blurt out something totally dumb. What was the one element one? I'm like,
Oh, what do you need to breathe?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you said carbon.
I was like, carbon, because I'm impulsive and I just spit things out. And I'm like, oh, well, no shit, it's not carbon, but I don't have a filter. I just bleh.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about like Jessica Simpson, like how she did
The
that
tuna.
the tuna thing. I'm like, that's me.
Yeah.
But for so long, I was made fun of and bullied in school basically for being like an airhead. That's what we called it then, like being a
Yeah.
flighty and an airhead. And that was an insecurity of mine. So she was like, I'm going to post this. I'm like, no, everyone's going to think I'm the dumb one. I mean, I am sort of the dumb one, but thank God, like I'm cool in other ways. You
Well,
know
you're
what I
not
mean? Like,
dumb.
not dumb, but like, how I viewed myself then, like how I'm
Right.
just not like book smart. Like I'm more like, I could talk to anybody, like outgoing and all that kind of stuff. But like, so yeah, same thing. So if someone like here's gonna be like,
Yeah.
I can't believe she thought it was carbon, like that
Right.
could hurt someone's feelings
Oh,
if I was like
for
their
sure.
child insecurity, like that people
Yes.
thought that I wasn't, intelligent enough.
I think it's so
But
funny
like
that
I'm
people have
fucking
such
emotionally intelligent.
opinions on people they don't know too. Like it's hysterical.
Yeah.
I mean,
They want to be some sort of like, I think people judging people and doing all that gives them some sort of purpose.
power
So it's like,
almost like that they
yeah.
could tear someone down.
Yeah,
It's
so I
the
guess I'll be
bizarre
the
thing.
punching bag and like let you have purpose and power. Okay.
It's funny. I mean, I know I've told you, like, I've watched, like, Love is Blind.
Yeah.
And, like, so the whole purpose is you go into these pods and you're all dating the same people. You're all
Mhm.
talking to the same people. And then whoever you end up picking, you pick, but then you never see them until the end and then you see each other. And, like, so there was this one couple that two girls were dating the same guy and he picked the other one. And then the other one was like, gorgeous, and the other one they both were pretty, but, like, one was, like, drop dead, like, gorgeous, and
Yeah.
he ended up going with the other one, and,
Does
like,
he get to see who he misses out
he
on?
did end up seeing her, and it was just funny, but, like, people are like, there is something about physical connection
Yeah.
too, like, people get, like, so, like they'll, like, berate them, like, "Oh, you chose this one," like, blah, 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 or, like, get mad if the other 2 end up dating, like, in the real world eventually, and it's
Yeah.
like, does anyone why does anyone care about this shit? Like, it's so funny.
It
It's
is
so
funny.
funny to me that, like, I don't know, anyone would have a say in you have no idea what that would be like to, like, not see someone.
Well, how interesting that as humans, as species, we like to watch other humans either fail or not fail as a form of entertainment.
Yeah, we love watching other humans.
We love watching other humans.
I think that's
Why don't
why
we have other ways of entertainment?
I
It's
know.
always humans. Like when we're watching TV reality, it's other humans acting like other ways. Why are we so into our own little species that we have to see every like angle of it, like
I think 'cause humans are
funny,
super
dark?
interesting. Like, it's intriguing.
Oh,
Like,
I think humans are
I think
interesting.
that's why, like, it's so intriguing, but, like, even when you
Why?
think
Because we're
about it,
trying to learn or
I
something?
think, like, just watching how people react to things that would be different than you, and I think watching
Yeah.
people that I think that's why people like reality TV, watching people who are, like,
Go off on
so different
someone.
than them, like, it's almost like or maybe the opposite, maybe it's someone you relate to that you're like, "Oh, yeah, like, I would do" like,
The sad thing is, are we living vicariously through them because
"Oh,
we ourselves are not doing something like it's missing, like there's a missing puzzle piece in it?
maybe." I think it depends for each person.
Yeah.
I think some people it's truly just entertainment, and I think some people get really they call it, like, a parasocial relationship where you feel like you, like, know them.
And
And
I
it
think you
happens a
brought
lot
that
with,
up.
like, social
Yeah.
media people,
Yeah, you brought
where
that
you
up with
feel
your
like you
stuff.
know them and you're entitled to information about them and stuff. It's
Yeah.
weird. There are weird people out there.
I know, and I totally get that like reality TV, and we've talked about this before, like trashy TV is good for entertainment and stuff, but like the other people that get like really in it, like wow, why wouldn't we just turn them and be like, go get a life, like go
Yeah, they
get some
need a life.
interests, like get do something for yourself, honey.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw this TikToker who actually went on and she was saying that she put a comment, like, you could, like,
But then we
reply to a
don't want them to
comment.
get a life because then they won't watch you.
Yeah. She put a comment and the girl she's like, "This girl has watched and liked every single one of my videos and always comments, and she's a little crazy. Like, sometimes she's, like, clapping for me, and sometimes she's like, 'You're a fucking bitch.' Like, it just, like, goes back and forth." And she's like, "So I finally,
It's
like,
like
asked
our
someone to
toxic
look
best friend
into
we had
her."
in 6th grade or
Yeah,
something.
she's like, "I had to find out more about her because I feel like she knows so much about me, it's freaking me out. Like, I needed to know who she was." So she was like, "Hello, Lisa from Minnesota, Rapids, whatever," and she was like, "You are divorced, and I see that your daughter doesn't want to talk to you anymore."
Oh,
So she
sad.
was like, "It is sad, and I feel for you, but, like, you need to, like, move away from me now." It was
Yeah.
just interesting to see someone call out the person rather than the
Yeah.
person always finding them, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, isn't funny? Is that a TikToker?
Yeah.
That TikToker had to do all that, but she went on TikTok to be famous and be known for people to see her and like her, and
Yeah.
you have to accept all angles of that
Yeah.
then, my
It's
friend.
scary though when someone's, like, stalking you. It's the same with, like, famous people. Like,
She's
there's
stalking
still
her?
yeah, like, the woman is, like, constantly in her inbox messaging her crazy
Ooh.
stuff, like, constantly commenting on every single one of her videos, like, to an not in, like, a
Yeah.
like, she's threatened me in my inbox before, but then the next day we'll be like,
So
"We
it's
should be
like
best
one that
friends."
ruins it for
It's
everyone else.
wild. So weird.
But
Or if you
we
have, like, a creepy guy who's into you and, like, starts
Yeah.
stalking you, like, it gets weird.
Yeah.
There's definitely, like, a feeling of, like
I guess I don't even think about that. Like whenever I think that this might take off, whatever, I never think about like the negative aspects
oh,
of it.
yeah. There's definitely a negative aspect to we've talked about that, like, fame in general, it's like a price you pay.
Well, I don't know if I want that price.
And I think I know. I think that that price depends on how famous you get to, right? Like, you have, like, celebrity level where everybody in the world knows you, and it's like, they
I don't
probably pay
want
a
that.
very high price. Then you have, like, your small, like, social media celebrity style who I think you get your 1 or 2, like,
Yeah.
creeps, your, like, couple
Yeah.
of trolls, but, like,
Yeah.
it's probably more, like, positive than it is now, it's probably,
Yeah.
like, all, like, a sliding scale.
I mean, I could take a couple creeps, but not more
I
than
can
2.
handle a few of you in my
Just a
inbox.
few, but I don't want like 100 or something crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of flattering. It's like, what?
And it's
You're
hard when you don't have
obsessed
the
with
money to
me?
back it up like the celebrities where you can't have, like, security guards and stuff.
Yeah.
So you're, like, just fucking on your
It's when
own.
you buy a big German Shepherd and you're like, don't fuck with me.
Oh, yeah. I
A
just saw
guard
these guys
dog.
robbing a house, and the house had a German Shepherd in it, and they're, like, all confident going in like little fuckers, and all of a sudden you hear, "Rah!" and, like, the dog goes crazy,
People
and
are
they go
scared of mean
running,
dogs. Yeah. I
running.
love that Lando has this huge ass deep
Duke
bark.
sounds scary as hell when
Yeah.
he barks.
I'm like, right, motherfuckers. Come in here and meet my amazing, happy, loving
Lovey.
golden
Yeah.
doodle.
I don't know. I'm not sure what Duke would do, honestly.
Me either. I definitely think that I was under attack. Like Lando would protect me. He's protective. of me.
Yeah.
But
Like, I definitely question. I mean,
no one's gonna fuck with me. I know Muay Thai. I
oh
did it
my
for
God.
like I did it for like 2 years. I seriously have an insane kick
Okay.
and a right hook.
I mean, I think it's good for us all to learn self-defense. You never know.
What you need to do is elbow someone right here across your eyebrow because then it'll bleed because that skin is thin. And then someone will go like this and then they freak out. They're like, oh, it's blood. So you always do this like elbow thing right here.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know. I think it's the throat, right? You should chop the throat.
Well, the throat definitely would stop you in your tracks.
Yeah.
Penis.
Balls.
The balls.
And
Violet
for
always says that.
women
She's like,
too,
if
it
anyone
sucks
came after
too.
me, I'd kick them in their balls.
Yeah, I
Like,
guess if you
well,
get kicked in between the leg for a girl, that hurts too.
that's true.
If some girl's down, you know, the first thing I was gonna do is stomp on her boobs. That hurts. I can't even have my cat step on my boobs.
Stomp on her
I would
boobs.
stomp on it like I'm making grapes.
Oh my gosh.
She was
No, I
trying to kill
definitely think
me.
the throat's that's like a tough one. And that's like such a defensive thing because like if you feel like you can't breathe, that's like the worst feeling ever.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to learn self-defense, don't you? It's
Yeah.
empowering.
It is empowering. And I think it's good to know, honestly.
I do
You just
too.
never know. I mean, you hear
Oh,
about
yeah, you
like
tell me all these crazy fucking stories of like
Yeah.
stalkers and kidnappers and stuff.
I mean, you know, I'm sure it's not a common. I mean, I guess it is common.
I'm not a
but
paranoid person though. Are you a paranoid person? Like, do you have to lock your car doors, your front door, and like check windows and locks and always look behind you and always think people are like watching you and judging you and looking at you and stuff? There
I
are
think
people
I'm
I feel
right.
that are naturally paranoid.
No, I think I'm right in the middle. I think I'm very aware of my surroundings when I'm
Okay.
out for sure. Like especially if I'm with the kids.
Yeah.
I am constantly looking around if there's anyone like near us getting too close.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking at like anyone with like as I'm going to the car because I'm a target. I'm a woman distracted with 3 little kids. Like I definitely would be like an easy target. So like in that sense, I'm always aware of my surroundings.
Yeah.
And like we've talked about like New York City and stuff. Like I've always been taught to be like
Oh,
that.
maybe it
You
was your
know, like I've
upbringing.
always been taught like you don't make eye contact, you keep walking, you don't take things from people, you are like, you know, like that's
Yeah.
what you do.
Oh,
Um
weird.
yeah, so I'm
I was
always
never taught
yeah,
that.
I'm always like aware of my surroundings. But with that being said, I don't always feel like I'm under attack. I'm not like anxious about it.
Yeah.
I just think like being aware is a good thing.
You're like, I'm just smart.
Yeah, I'm just like I'm aware. I'm aware of what's going on.
I'm not
I
a
don't see the
dum-dum.
good in everyone. I definitely think
Like, you
there's
don't
bad
let
out
your
there.
kids go play down in one of those like little lagoons.
No,
Duh.
no.
People do that here
I
on
know.
vacation. They come vacation here on the island. They bring their cute little like miniature golden doodle, whatever fucking doodle it is,
Yep.
like a Bernedoodle. What do you have, an
Whatever,
Aussie doodle? Yeah. And they let their little dog mosey down by the water. We have fucking gators.
Yep.
Like, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
People like on vacation just have a different mindset. It's weird. It's like you think nothing bad could happen to you because you're vacationing. It's like the weirdest thing
Okay, I
ever.
hate people like that. That's delusional and like some
Yes.
weird fantasy that you're
Yeah.
escaping your reality to go somewhere else because it's gonna be better.
Right.
No, we're just in 2 different
You're
locations.
just in another location living the same thing. Yeah. But yeah, I just think that I think there's a difference between being aware and knowing what's going on and not seeing the good in
Yeah.
everybody versus
I'm a little guilty. I'm a little bit more not aware, and I definitely always think of good first. And I'm not saying that like I'm like nice and stuff, but I'm like, I don't know. My brain hasn't been trained to be like ultra hyper aware of stuff.
Yeah.
And that comes probably from a like place of like nothing too bad has necessarily happened to me for me to like have trauma or like always be looking out, you
Mhm.
know? I could probably be a little bit more with it and like not run into like mailboxes and stuff in my
Yeah.
car.
I mean, that's good. Yeah.
I don't even lock the car door because I don't want to be bothered by coming back and having my purse and like waiting for it to go.
I know.
da-da-da.
So I get mad at so like during the day, it's all
Yeah.
bets off. Like during the day, I don't want that car locked.
Me too.
Like you want to lock it before bed, fine.
Me
but, like,
too.
I get pissed when I go out and I'm like,
Yes.
oh, I just wanted to grab a backpack. Why'd you lock the
Yes.
door?
I always yell at Trevor that I'm like, who the fuck
so
locks the
mad.
door? And he's like, think about what you're saying. He's like, of course I'm gonna lock the door. I'm like, now I have to go back in and grab my purse.
I know it's
I
such
don't have time
a
for this
hassle.
shit. It's a
We do
hassle.
lock the doors at night. You don't even
Well,
lock up at
at
night.
night, but Trevor takes care of all that. But yes, when he's not there, I do the
And like
little
we have an alarm system and
wave a
stuff.
chain and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, during the day I don't lock it every time I come in. But at night we lock up. I have an alarm system. We have
Did I
cameras.
tell you that time that Styles slept walked out of our front door at 2 a.m. and tried to go find us tried to open the car doors, and this was in January, and it was like 40, 30 degrees outside.
Oh my
And the
God.
only reason why we knew that and then he went back upstairs by himself. We didn't even know. This is the day we decided to get cameras and top chain locks because our door was wide open and my car door was open. And he told me, I had a bad dream. I thought you left me or something. I was like, "What?" I like freaked out.
Oh, that could have been
We got
so bad.
Could have been so bad. Could have been left out there in the
Wow.
cold or got locked out or something like that.
Yeah. No, that's scary.
Fuck, I didn't know like kids like slept walk out of the
Yeah.
house.
Yeah. That is scary.
I know.
My dad, when he was 2, did that and actually went onto the highway with his big wheels. Yep. And obviously there's no cameras or anything at that point. It's, the
Oh my
70s or whatever.
God,
But
yeah.
my grandma said he was 2 years old. They were living in an apartment building.
He
So
has
the
a
bike,
bike at 2 years old?
it was like one of those little big wheels. Like,
Oh, the
like the sit
tricycle?
ones. Yeah. The ones you sit in. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he had one of those. And
He's so young that, like, I'm thinking this is, like, the 40s. I'm like, they had those, but he's, like, young.
So he's sitting and they were in an apartment building, so I guess they kept it, like, in the apartment. So he, like, left in the middle of the night, and they literally had to leave, and they were on a busy road, so it's not like it was far away,
Yeah.
but it was a highway, and my grandma said he was in the middle of the highway on the thing, on his big
How did he
wheels.
get back home?
She had to, like, run into the highway and grab him.
Oh, she heard him and
I
stuff?
guess, like, whatever it was, I guess they heard him, or I
Yeah.
don't know how they figured out he was out of the house.
That's fucked
Have you
up.
ever heard of the Amityville Horror House?
Yes, I think
So they
so.
lived right next to it. This was
Oh,
all
that
right there. It was,
torture-y
like, right
stuff?
near all that. What?
The torture stuff? They, like, torture you and stuff?
No, 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 no. It was it's like a really well-known, like, haunted house, like, murders happened there. Like, the dad, I think,
Oh,
killed all the kids and, like, the wife and maybe himself in it. And then after that, like, every time the house would go for
it's like
sale,
a
like, people
weird
talked
dark
about how
portal.
haunted it was. Like, there was, like, crazy hauntings there, and, like,
Oh my God, I would die if I went there.
it was
I feel like
crazy.
those spirits would, like, stay with me and then haunt me in my
Yeah.
own
And,
place.
like, yeah, so he lived, like, not far from that. I don't know
I don't
exactly how
watch
far.
horror movies and stuff like that for that reason. I don't wanna feel like that.
I just found that one so interesting because we lived right, like, we were, like, it was
Yeah.
on Long Island, so it's, like, an interesting, like, I don't know. I
Yeah.
used to go into, like, so there was on Long Island, there were these big psych wards, like, when psych wards were a thing, like,
Yeah.
all those big where they did, like, lobotomies and torture and stuff, like, like, old school psych wards,
Oh, damn.
and, we had 2 huge ones on Long Island,
Okay.
and they both are abandoned at this point because they don't run them. Some
Would
of
you
them have,
go in
like, a
there
small
if
building.
someone paid you, like,
We did.
$1,000?
I've gone in them.
Like, to, like, fuck around as a little kid or,
Yeah.
like, as a tour?
No, as, like, we weren't supposed to be in them. Yeah, and they're creepy inside, and they still have, like, beds in them, some of them,
No.
and, like, oh, yeah, and then there was this old hospital that was by my house that was also abandoned sooner, and I don't think anything creepy happened there, but just being in it was very creepy,
It's like where the zombies are hanging out,
and
Dana.
there was, like, honestly, though, thinking back, I'm like, the scary part of me going into these places wasn't hauntings, it was that people probably were also in there, like, not good
Yes.
people were
Not good
probably hanging
people.
around there, and I'm, like, a little, like, 14-year-old girl with my backpack being like, "Wow, look at this," like
Oh, I'm scared of the hauntings too. I feel like anything that is, like that, it's gonna come to me.
attach on you.
Yes, because I have,
Yeah.
like, that sixth sense or whatever. I feel like they're just coming for me.
They're
Like, I'm a open portal or whatever for
Yeah.
that shit.
Yeah, you never went into, like, creepy buildings? Oh my god, that was, like, my favorite thing ever.
No, I don't have
I love, like, there is nothing that is, like, funner to me than, like, going to, like, cemeteries and, like, old
well, I
buildings that
like
were
witchy shit.
creepy.
Like, I wanna do seances and stuff, but, like, I don't want to go where people have been murdered and
Oh
stuff.
my
I'm
god.
scared, like, something's gonna happen. But what I was talking about, have you heard of that place where they go and take you and you have to sign, like, a waiver where they torture
Yes.
you to death? What's that called?
That, oh my god, starts with an M. Something haunted house, and that's, like, truly a haunted house,
Yeah,
not, like, a
and they, like,
actual
hold you
haunted.
down and, like,
But they could
put you in
torture you.
yeah, they can torture you.
Yeah, they're allowed to touch you, they're allowed to, like, drown you in things, they're
I
allowed to,
do
like
not want someone to do that to me.
it's
I mean,
horrific.
no judgment if you like that shit, but,
I
like,
don't know, I think I'm
why
judging a little. I think I'm judging if you
well,
enjoy
these are
that.
the people that need shock value in their life. This is what I was talking about, like, how I felt like there's always a tsunami, like, boiling and churning in me, and you need that purge and that release. Like, what if you were, like, I don't know, like, a lawyer or, like, a surgeon, and you're, like, constantly, they, like, need some weird shock
So,
value. They
like,
want someone to torture them.
this isn't even, like, sexual, like,
I
bondage
know.
type stuff, that I can understand.
No, they want pain.
We're just gonna, like, yeah,
Not
like,
everyone that
I'm
wants
gonna, like,
pain has to have
pretend to
sexual.
drown you until right before you pass out, and then I'm gonna lift you up, like, that's
How
fucking
invigorating.
scary.
It's scary, but for someone else, they're like, it's like going on the craziest roller coaster. They're like, let's do it. Let's
I
push my
think it's
boundaries.
different.
Like, you mean like Psycho? You think they're crazy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I'm gonna go out on
I
a whim
guess
right now and say I'm gonna judge him a little bit.
maybe we need crazy people. Because the crazy people are the only ones that are going to do certain jobs or certain things or
I
whatever.
also am
There's always
concerned
a
for the
place.
employees. I actually to me, it's
Oh, the
extremely
people that
concerning.
want to do that to them?
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
at least it's in a safe manner.
You don't know that. If you're able, truly, seriously, like if you're able to bring someone that close to death, that is very scary
It's
because
just compersion, Dana.
eventually that's not going to be
Compersion, I meant,
enough for
yeah,
you, in my
compersion, I think is
opinion.
the word. They're just, that person wants it so bad, they're just giving them the gift that they want.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
That's the only way I can make sense out of my head is that, like,
I think that it's just a way that they could fuck with people and get paid for it, and then I'm sure they do fucking
no,
fucked
because
up shit
you
at home
told me
too.
the people that are fucked up, like the ones that like to like fuck, like not do good things to people,
Mhm.
they get off on that person suffering. Whereas in
Yeah.
this case, they know that that person's like suffering, but they like it and they signed up for it. The other people are really fucked up, or the people that didn't sign up for it.
My point is, I don't think those people stop there. I don't. I think if you're able to do that, you're gonna want more and more. Have you ever watched a documentary of like a serial killer or something?
Yeah.
They always start with like stalking, and then that
Yeah.
wasn't enough for
Oh,
them.
you're
And then
saying
they
like as a
start.
whole, like we shouldn't make that okay because we're just breeding people to
I think it would
to
just
do
lead to
horrible
more and
things.
more. So like that's the
Mm.
theory is like like if you like see a documentary of a serial killer, they don't just start like murdering people left and right. It always starts with like you always hear they killed animals and then they like stalked people and then they might have like done something else and then all of a sudden they kill someone and then that wasn't enough and then they start with like killing someone every once in a while and then all of a sudden it's like that wasn't enough. Like
Right.
so I don't know. I feel
That's
like it's
fucked
like a
up.
little portal to like go further.
Yeah. It's kind of like when they used to say marijuana is the gateway drug to more. It's like
Yeah.
maybe if
Torture
you're
might be
fucked
the
up
gateway drug
to being a serial killer.
maybe.
Yeah, or maybe they're just doing their job.
Those people don't just go home and live a normal life after. I just can't buy it. There's no way. There's
I
no
want
way.
to meet them. We'll interview
Should we
one of
interview them?
Yes.
If you are a part of a torture, oh my god, I'm a little scared. If you're part of a torture
I'm
house,
not.
like let's
Bring
interview
that
you.
shit on.
That would be
Muay
an
Thai. I'll
interesting.
protect you.
That would be an interesting podcast.
Yeah, I want to be like, what does
I
it
have
feel like?
so many questions.
I can't wait.
I can't wait. What is it called? The McGregor?
No, but it starts with the M, I think. But while you're looking up that stuff,
McAvoy?
I don't know. While you're looking up that stuff, how about the eclipse that everyone went berserk over?
McCamey,
Like, did you do anything?
McCamey Manor.
Yes, that sounds right.
The eclipse, we watched it. We had glasses. We looked at it, but we weren't in
Of
total
course you had
totality.
glasses. I know. I didn't buy the glasses.
But it was cool. The glasses make all the difference. So
we ran across the street. One of our neighbors did, and we looked at it. But I was like, cool. And then I went back to my life.
Same. We didn't
Like,
stay outside.
I'm not
for a
even
long time.
sure there was 2 seconds involved in that. However, I am the weird, whatever spiritual witchy one, and I got out my little copper pyramid and I made my kids and Trevor sit under it, and we held our hands and we talked about our affirmations and our goals and what we wanted
Me and
out
John
of
did
life.
leaps.
I know, I saw it was really impressive. And I thought it was cute because I asked my kids, like, I was like, well, what do you guys really like? What do you want more of? Because I want like this idea of like manifesting and like,
Yeah.
it
I
was
always
so
tell my
cute.
kids
They
that they can
said
manifest
more
it.
snuggles and more family time.
Sad.
I know. And I'm like, all right, we're going to do it.
Yeah.
And then like small things like, so I was like, I want to draw more. And Freya's like, I want to bake more. I'm like, let's do it. So but it was good to force them to do something like that. And then I was like, everyone close their eyes and hold hands. And like we're going to breathe this in and breathe this out.
I wish we were in totality because did you see videos of that? That's cool. That was a cool experience.
I don't know why. It seems so scary too, though.
Oh, I think it's so cool. All of a sudden, it's like
I watched all these like crazy like alien videos on like these things flying through the air and stuff. Like that's not what's on my TikTok feed.
Yeah, of course that was on your TikTok feed. That's why we never have the same feeds.
It's always spiritual, holistic, UFOs, and like the dark shit in Hollywood. Those are like the 4 topics.
I don't get any of that.
Oh,
I get
like
JoJo Siwa. Like what the fuck?
I get like makeup stuff.
Yeah.
And I get a lot of animal stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm like on a hiatus right now.
Yeah, I know.
I've just completely stopped.
I think you went too hard.
I know.
You should have done like one account.
But that's how I do life, Dana. I like go in and I want to be immersed in it and I want to die a little bit. And then I want to decide after my rebirth if it's something for me or not.
Yeah. Maybe you should try to find middle grounds.
I'm not a middle ground person.
I know.
I'm trying. I'm in therapy for that.
I am not either. I tend to go hard or not hard.
Yeah.
But and it takes a lot of effort for me to be middle ground. But if I've learned that if I want something
better way,
bad
obviously.
enough, I kind of almost need to be middle ground.
Duh.
You know? So it's like even with like the social media stuff, you know, like I will say, like, there are times where I, like, blow up nonstop and it's great and there's, like, a high from it almost and it's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, like, it's going somewhere," and
Yeah.
then there's months of lulls and I just have to keep pushing past it, and then all of a sudden it'll go
Well,
viral
I
again and
definitely
I'll
am
get
trying
all
to
that,
learn from you, but I
and it's
also
hard.
don't know. I guess I don't really have an end goal
Yeah.
with my 3 accounts. Like we talked about, like I don't know what like I thought one of your posts or one of the things you put out there was like, I thought if I ever had a million views, I'd be like famous and
Yeah.
everything great, but life is normal
Yeah.
again. You are making some money from it, which is great. I don't know if the efforts that I have to put in, I'll ever get to where you are and make that sort of money. I could probably just make that money doing the other things I like a little easier, a little bit more passionate. But I'm
Yeah.
still going to keep it open this year
Yep.
and play around with it. I just needed a big fat break.
Yeah, no, social media is hard and it's exhausting and, like, people don't
Yeah, but
realize that.
I'm trying to see if I'm made for it or I'm not made for
Yeah.
it. Like, I feel like you're totally made for it. You're clever, you're good editing. It's just like what you were saying. Like, I do like the paintings, you're good at that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
you're made for it. And I'm trying to hop on the bus here, but like, I just don't know if it's going to be my shtick or where I
It's
should put
hard,
my
and
energy and efforts towards.
I see, like, the positives that can come from it in the
Yeah.
sense of, like, it's, the money that you can make on social media is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's unlike anything I can go out and do,
Yeah.
and it's pretty wild, and so, like, the idea of that I mean, obviously, not everyone makes it to that point, so it's a dream, but it's, like, it's just interesting that
Yeah.
that's a possibility, and, like
Absolutely. I'd rather put that time and energy into a painting that I
Right.
enjoy doing and
Right.
selling it for, a grand or whatever, but
Right.
that's few and
Absolutely.
far between,
Right. Yeah,
so
it's all kind of like a
still figuring it out.
yeah, it's hard.
I
The
like
point
this.
is, like, we need side money at this point in our
Yeah.
lives. Like,
Yes.
I feel like I need, like, multiple sources of income, and it's
Yeah.
almost like we all need that just to survive, which is crazy, Like
Well, my big goal this year is to try to manifest abundance outside of what we think comes from just cash flow in.
mm,
Whether it's like having to like, oh, I meant to tell you, like, well, we'll discuss this off camera, but like just having like a friend that was like generous, like we have a timeshare. Anytime you want to use it, you can. So it's like
yeah.
now I have a place to stay instead of staying at a hotel.
Yeah.
Something like that. Like we're it wasn't me like looking to use people for their stuff, but like someone was just like, totally, we never use it. Please use it.
So I feel like that's how, like, life should go is, like, bartering
Me
and different
too.
things and stuff, and that's why I say to you too, like, I love the idea of social media because it does, like, bring that together, like,
Yeah.
for example, we're going to a couple of businesses coming up, and it's
Yeah.
kinda cool, like, we're going to, like, plug them in and,
Yep.
like, talk about them and
I'm
give
so
them some
excited.
content to use,
Yeah.
and then in exchange, they're giving us a whole experience, and,
Yeah.
like, I feel like to me, that's even better sometimes it's even better than money, like, when
Oh,
I first
yes.
started social media,
Yes,
I told
I
John
agree.
my goal was not actually to make money. It
Yeah.
was actually to get to the point that we could almost barter. To get to
Yes.
the
I
point
remember you started
where
doing the Airbnb stuff.
yes,
Yeah.
that's all I want is I want people to, like,
I think
allow
it's
me
great.
to travel for free or have an experience for
Yeah.
free. To me, like, that is
Me
even
too.
cooler. Like, money's great,
Like our big
obviously.
goal is like just to have a trip to like Bora Bora.
That is my goal. Like, just I mean, a trip anywhere. Like, damn,
Yeah.
like, how cool would it be if we got a free trip out of
But like in
something?
it, there was like you said, like the little goodies and
Yeah.
stuff. So like we had like a
It's
wonderful
so
experience.
cool.
Totally excited. So for our next episode, we're gonna
Yes.
be
At a
somewhere
med
doing
spa.
like we're doing like face stuff, and so we'll give you the lowdown and all the tea
Yes.
on like what you should do at my age and your age,
Yep.
right? Or even with our skin types or wherever
Yep.
we're at in life, and our budget and stuff.
Yeah.
And then after that, we'll be at like the fun bar restaurant place,
Yep.
and we'll
We're gonna
be
be
trying
trying
food
foods,
and
making
drinks, things
drinks.
like that. So
Yeah. I wanna come up with, like, fun cocktails that people would like too. Like, I wanna
yeah,
know, like, what's, like I feel
we
like people always ask that, like, "What should I order at a bar?" People who don't know, like, what to drink, like, it's so interesting.
vodka. It's
Yeah,
easy.
but not everyone likes that. Like, not everyone some people want, like, sweet drinks, some
Yeah,
people
put
want,
some
like
pineapple juice in there. You'll be all
yeah,
right.
that's true, that's a good one. I like pineapple
But
juice.
like, we should ask our people what else do they want to see us do? What else do they want to see us like
Yeah.
go to experience so they can kind of live through it as well.
Yeah.
I know this sounded like silly, but someone asked us like to interview them for like power washing. And
I
it's like,
know.
well, I'm not sure our listeners really want to know about power washing, but it might be like a fun experience. And might I add, it's very satisfying to
It is
power
pretty
wash.
satisfying.
You're like,
It
I'm gonna
is.
get that shit.
We
Like my
also had
ADHD like gets
someone
in there and I don't want to leave until it's all done.
yeah. I know, that
And
sounds like a
like,
lot of work. We also had someone
yeah,
who does, like, house organization. I
yeah.
thought that's kinda cool. Maybe they could
The
come
plant
over and
person,
organize yeah, she does plants and house
the
organization.
indoor
I was like,
plants.
maybe she can come over and, like, Show us the most efficient way to like organize like something with like. I wonder if that would be interesting to people or not.
I definitely need to learn it. I just know that I won't keep up with it. I just know I'm not a person that likes to be organized.
But maybe it's cool to like watch it happen.
Yeah, no, I will be amazed. Like that one girl that like folded all the stuff and like had only like 6 shirts in her closet or something. What is that girl? That Asian lady that like did the
Marie Kondo.
Yeah, I'm like
she would be like, hold it, and if you don't feel joy,
I
you throw it out. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, right now I don't hold and feel joy to clothes. I'm like, Trevor, where the fuck is my one sweatshirt from blah blah blah? Like, you know, I don't have time to even like do that, but I want to be her. I want that.
I know. I think we've become too materialistic, but not me and you specifically, just as a society. We're super materialistic. I don't want
to be, but I'm sure I am.
I am. Otherwise, I'd get rid of everything. The idea.
And why is that a problem to be like materialistic? Like, I'm still a good person. I still care about the planet. We're humans. We're just doing our joy, yo.
Yeah. And you know what it is? I guess I create so much chaos in my life because of it. Like, I think about like the idea of like, let me tell you, my like, what is it called when you have like a desire? Like my fantasy.
Yeah.
My like, I have this like fantasy where I'm like, I sell everything I own.
Yeah, me too.
I purge everything in my life.
Got it all.
And I literally own nothing.
Yeah.
Like I own nothing.
Yeah.
I was just watching this like Disney star girl. She was saying that she bought a house and she owned it for 3 years and she sold it and she lives in an apartment now and she's like, I will never own a house again. She's a multimillionaire and she was like, I don't want it. I don't want to do maintenance. I don't want to mow a lawn. I don't want to like, I want to be able to call someone and be like, hey, my washer broke. And they come up and they fix it and it's done. And I was like, I feel that.
And then at the same time, my other personality is like, I want a mansion so I can have a beautiful garden, a Zen garden, a place to meditate, someone that will come and help me with parties and help me grow my own organic garden and have all these plants. And I want like a freaking peacock in there and stuff.
Peacock.
Oh, you just, just wandering around in my beautiful fairy garden.
I mean, that sounds lovely.
So I want like my tiny home, but then I also want, the secret garden.
Yeah.
So it's been an hour, so I think we'll wrap it up. All right. My friend. So
over and out.
Next time it will be.
Next time we will not be in this setting.
Be looking good.
No, we're gonna have just gotten hydrofacials, no makeup. You're gonna see the true us.
But like there's no makeup, so you're about to see
the real
my 42-year-old face without 20 minutes of putting it together.
Can't wait. So let us know if you have any questions that you would want to ask estheticians at a med spa, and we will ask away. I'd love to like start creating a list for that.
Yeah, because there's more than just Botox and fillers, my friend.
Oh yeah, and that was a big part of this.
I'm sure a lot of people know, but I don't.
Yeah, I don't either.
Don't know that much.
I don't do. I think a lot of people when they have some money, they spend it on Botox and filler because it just seems to be the most obvious changes. But there's so much skincare behind it that can happen. Yeah. All right, this is Not Your Mom's Podcast. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we will post a new video every Monday.
All right, bye.
Thanks for listening. Make sure to follow and subscribe so you can tune in next week.